The project is to deliver the new central hub for the borough of Tower Hamlets. It's a part restoration project, part new build. The building's split up into 4 main areas, sort of the new build, the facade and external works, and then the restoration part, the retained building where I'm a manager. So I studied civil engineering at Bristol University, and then following that moved to London. In summer of 2020, I moved over to Bouygues. I like the practical application of engineering, so construction has been a good fit for me, and I've worked in it for nearly 3 years now. Sometimes I think it's a touch cliche to say that no day's ever the same on a construction site, but it does have a lot of truth. You have to deal with the unpredictable and sometimes drop exactly what you're doing to go and deal with problems. But despite what I say, there is some routine to my days and weeks. A lot of time is spent managing the trades on site to make sure they're delivering the required works in sequence in line with the programme, monitoring health and safety, regular client inspections, planning and programming works, maintaining and managing the quality. So as I mentioned before, it's a restoration project of the existing Royal London Hospital. Some people may know it as the home of John Merrick, the Elephant Man. So we're completely changing its use from a hospital to a new hub for Whitechapel and the surrounding area, basically. It started in 2018, the project, with a large amount of demolishing of the existing hospital and removal of asbestos. Following that, there was a large 2-year duration of structural alteration works in the retained building area, along with the new construction of the build that wraps around the Royal Hospital. Everywhere you look, there are examples of complex items of structural works that were completed to get us to where we are today. There's the retained facade and what we refer to as the grocer's wing, with the new structure tied in behind that. There's the deep, long-span beams within the council chamber that creates a massive open space. The list goes on, but there's lots of things to see where we've done a lot of different works. Zone 2 is the restoration of the existing structure, so the old hospital, and that's the area that I manage. It's a 6-storey building. There's the basement level, which will be back of house. There's a lot of services down there and non-public space use. The upper ground floor, we did a lot of structural alterations to create a big open lobby space that's sort of suitable to modern day buildings, not knocking down of walls and re-supporting the structure. And then levels 1 to 4, which are the areas that I directly manage, will be mixed-use office space and meeting rooms. And yeah, so we've transformed quite dramatically. It's really difficult mainly because you're working in a restricted space every time. So there's the additional complexity of making the design be buildable, in a sense of being able to get the materials to there, working with what's existing, and then getting it to look nice architecturally and fulfil other stakeholders' desires. On top of that, there was a large amount of discovery when you start doing the structural works. You break into an existing wall, you don't know what you might find. There was a lot of times where we found chimneys that then contained asbestos, so you always end up stopping the works, re-planning the scheme, altering the design, workshopping it for buildability. It makes it a lot more time-consuming and complex, yeah. The tube actually one of the tunnels runs directly below the retained facade, so that was a very complex item of work. And as you say, with one of the largest hospitals in London, in very close proximity, we have to have a very good relationship with them. A lot of things have to be ran by them prior to completing the works, yeah, to get their approval. Well, it's the restoration of a 300-plus-year-old building in central London, and transforming it to a much more modern day use than it was previously used for. It's a Grade 2 listed building that we have been strongly involved with the planning officer and the heritage officers and heritage architect to make sure that aspects of the building are retained in the correct manner. Another example of a uniqueness on this project would be all of the structural alterations that were required for the MEP services. So into every individually already formed room, we have to create a lot of structural openings in order to be able to feed the room with the modern day requirements. Some 1,000 holes, I think, in the retained building alone have been formed. Something that you almost never would consider when you think about the requirement, what's to be done, and yeah. Quality is definitely very high on the agenda for Bouygues, something I noticed coming from a previous company before. There's a lot of drive towards ensuring we deliver a high quality product to our clients. On a daily basis, we review areas and the quality of the works completed. A thorough snagging process is underway with regards to the completion of rooms and handing over to the client. It's fundamental to what we deliver here, yeah. I'd say that's one of our main roles as the site managers and engineers, is to encourage and manage the collaboration of everybody on site. For example, now we have daily meetings with all the people working in different areas they attend. We try and encourage them to discuss and unlock each other's works. We have a team level Bouygues meeting every week to discuss within the different subnet teams of interfaces and coordination of activities. On top of that, you have the logistic aspect where you have to all try and use and work through the same areas. So yeah, collaboration is incredibly important. The most rewarding part of this project for me has definitely been the uniqueness of working and being a permanent member of the restoration of the retained building. The team here are really great. There's a great mix of people, and I feel like I'm learning a lot from working with everybody on the project. I really like working here and enjoy coming to work every day. It's quite striking when you walk out of the tube and see it there, and it looks really, really, really good, I think, in my opinion, yes. So I'll be very happy about it, and I'll never forget the experience that I've had here.